Good morning, all. No, it's good afternoon now. What am I on about? Hello, I thought I'd come on and good afternoon, all. This is Stephen Rowlands here. Just thought I would come on, have a chat with you all. Still plenty of tickets available for my 39th anniversary of platform mediumship. I don't look old enough, do I, to have done 39 years of platform mediumship, but the grey hairs tell me that I have. And when I said to my spirit guides, what am I going to do? What am I going to do for my 39th anniversary? Um, they said to me, why don't you raise some fun, get some other mediums together and raise some funds for charity? So I contacted the lovely Sarah Warman, Sarah McLaughlin and Bill Hughes, and they've agreed to do a demonstration of mediumship with me on the 21st of June. There's plenty of tickets available, and the tickets are via donation through the Tottenham Spiritualist Church GoFundMe page. Hang on a minute, I'm typing. I'm sorry, I'm a man. I can't do everything at once. If somebody could comment, that would be great. Let me know that you're here. Okay. And that would be great. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Nobody's here. All right. Okay, all right. Looks like I'm on my own. I also want to talk about the Discovering Mediumship workshop I'm running on the 3rd of July. This will take place on the 3rd of July, and it's for real beginners who would like to serve spirit and work with spirit with the intention of serving others. And it's just a basic mediumship course to get you aware of you guys, to get you aware of channeling energy and how to attune to vibration and stuff like that. Okay. And that's great. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's here. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Right, okay, there's people here. Hi Tracy. Hi Pam. We could chat away and, we could talk about stuff, but mainly I just wanted to come on and say that there are plenty of tickets available for my 39th anniversary of platform mediumship, and the tickets are available for this. It's by donation to Tottenham Spiritualist Food Bank GoFundMe page. I've put the link to it at the bottom of at the top, not the bottom, the top of the chat. And hi Tracy, hi Pam, lovely to see you both. Okay, so we're raising funds, not only celebrating my 39 years of platform mediumship, but we're raising funds for Tottenham Spiritualist Church Food Bank. And I feel that by Tottenham Spiritualist Church having a food bank, I feel that they are operating in the full sense of spiritual teaching, because spirit teachers tell us to serve others and to uplift others. Okay, so when I served there back in January, and I was very impressed with the food bank, I decided that I would like to do something to raise some money. So I've got 3 other lovely mediums with me, and it should be a good night. There's 4 mediums, and we've only sold a few tickets, so we need more people. We 4 mediums, we need to give messages. Okay, it will be a Zoom meeting once you did. Hi Tracy Cripps. Once you've donated, I will send you the Zoom details. Okay. Um, in my work as a homeless recovery worker, I work a lot with food banks. You know, not only to get those that are homeless or in our sublet accommodation um, food parcels if necessary, but I work with places such as Jacob's Well, Acts of Kindness, who we did a charity fundraiser for at Christmas, a Fair and Food Bank. So I work with a few food banks, and with Totton Spiritualist Church Food Bank, they raise funds for, so that they can get food in, because as we know, everything's shot up in price. And they don't only help the homeless, they help vulnerable families in the Southampton Totton area. Okay. And yeah, so that's why I felt I should help them. It's a sad reflection on today that there are more food banks and they all need support. And as we know, through the cost of living crisis, more people are having to use food banks. So if you can spare a couple of quid, you don't have to put loads of money in. If you can spare even 50p, 20p, donate it. I will send you the Zoom details for the demonstration on the 21st of June with myself and Sarah Warman, Sarah McLaughlin and Bill Hughes. I nearly forgot his name then. If anybody wants to ask me anything, please do, because I'm running out of things to say. I'm also... Yeah, that's right, Tracy. Nobody should need them or need them. We live in a very wealthy country, so everybody should be cared for and looked after, shouldn't they? Alright? But sadly, even hard-working families are struggling with the cost of living crisis and are having to go to food banks so they can feed themselves and their children. So please, whatever you can spare, please donate to Totton Spiritualist Church Food Bank, and you will get the Zoom details for what will be a wonderful demonstration of mediumship. Okay. For those of you who would like to learn about mediumship, I'm doing a workshop on the 3rd of July. It's £20 a head. It will be a few hours. There will be a lunch break, but I'm going to sort of like lead you into the basics of what you need to do. Thank you, Tracy. That'll be lovely. Let me know when you've donated, and I will send you the Zoom details, young lady. All right. I'm doing a basic mediumship course. It's just basically about discovering your awareness and discovering spirit, really, and about discovering your spirit guides and how to open your channel correctly, how to close to spirit, and how to work with spirit using your channel. That's right, homeless do have mental health problems. They have drug abuse, they have alcohol abuse, and I work with them people. Okay, as I said just now, I'm a homeless recovery worker. So it's supporting them to engage with mental health services. It's supporting them to say, it's the 3rd of July, and it'll be a Saturday, Tracy. All right. Yeah. I'll tell you a little story. Once I was working up in Basingstoke in a hostel, and it was peeing down with rain that night, and a homeless guy come up the door. Yeah, inbox me, Tracy, and I'll give you the payment details. All right, it's what you're booking for, Tracy. The demonstration of mediumship or the workshop. Okay, if you could let me know. Anyway, back to my little story. I was working at a Basingstoke homeless hostel, and a guy come up to the door. It'd been peeing down with rain. He was on crutches. He was soaking wet. Okay, well, just make a donation. The link's right at the top of the chat, Tracy. Um, People are generally paying a £5 donation, but donate whatever you got free, spare cash, and the workshop is £20. Um, for sort of like 4 or 5 hours teaching with me. Okay. Because there's people that just want to be mediums, they just want to pick up and give up. They're missing out so much, of the workings of spirit and universal law and natural law and how to work within it all, okay, and how to open their heart, how to become better channels for spirit, all stuff like that. And I was saying to somebody today, the more you know, the more you can do. But medium's not only about giving messages, it's also about being a teacher so that you can spread the teachings of spirit. Not a lot of people realise that, but you're also there to spread the teachings of spirit. And those that follow me enough, it's being held on Zoom, Tracy. It's going to be a Zoom workshop, and it's the 3rd of July, and it's £20, and it's a sort of like 4 or 5 hours teaching with me. We will have breaks, we will have a lunch break as well. Okay. But my guys keep telling me I should be teaching, so I thought this would be a good way of putting my teaching out there. I will be teaching exactly what I learned all them years ago, believe it or not. I need coffee. Yeah, Tracy Hall for the donations to Total Spiritualist Food Bank. Just click on the link at the top of the chat and contact me for payment details. I've got payment details for the workshop. I've got 6 spaces left. Okay. That's brilliant, Tracy. It'd be lovely to see you, and hope that if you join the workshop that we will be able to further you on your developmental pathway. Okay, if anybody's got any questions, please ask. Okay. Okay, just give me a shout, Tracy Hall, and we will get that rocking and rolling. All right. In fact, I'll put your name down for it now, Tracy, the workshop. Yeah, Pam, my guys have, over the last 2 or 3 years, have been telling me to teach. So that's what I intend to do more of. But it also means that I've got to take time off work. So that's why I'm charging. Okay, right. Yeah, I think, Pam, more teaching is needed because everybody's just churning out messages and nobody's learning anything. Nobody's learning how to progress themselves. This is the way I see it. There may be people who disagree with me, but that's the way I see it, and that's the way my guides, my spirit guides, want to move with me. Okay? You've been waiting for me to do a workshop, Tracy. That's great. Alright. Hopefully by the end of the workshop you will know enough and have a good enough link with Spirit to be able to give some sort of a message. That's right, you were, Tracy, you were wide open. Alright. I think people may well disagree with me, but I teach how to close first. Then I'll teach people how to open. Alright, spiritual protection is very important, because I don't want people to have the experiences that I had years ago. So I know there are many that will disagree with me, but there you go. I'm there for people who need that kind of teaching. You know, how to protect themselves and how to work safely with spirit and to link with the right levels of spirit and to bring that love and that wisdom from the world of spirit. Okay. Be thankful to Spirit, Tracy, because they must have guided you to me to give you that teaching. I'm grateful that I can teach it, that I can be of help. You know what I mean? It's you know, by teaching people how to close down and protect themselves, it can sort of like remove a lot of stress from their lives, a lot of fear from their lives. Yeah, you learn how to close down first, then you learn how to open. That's the way I teach it, Hannah Joyce. Um, you got to have a starting point, and I feel that the best starting point is from within your protection. Okay, your spirit guides, whilst you're open, must protect you also. Okay, I know there's many that will say spirit can't harm you, but remember Hitler went to spirit. You know, all the horrible people that we can think of throughout history went to spirit. Even people that don't know they've died and are desperate to cling on to life. You know what I mean? They can be in the low levels of spirit too. Yeah, Pam, that's an interesting point you make, because I would like to say I was 18 when I first came into spiritualism, and now I'm one of the old ones, aren't I? Thanks for reminding me, Pam. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to pass on what I've learned to the younger generation. You know what I mean? But right throughout my 44 years of spiritualism, I've found that spiritual protection and closing down and opening is rarely taught. That's why people come to me and say, I've got all these weird and wonderful things happening, can you help me? You know, my mental health is suffering or whatever. You know, so if in some small way I can help like that, you know, I'm in the service of spirit to uplift, aren't I? And taking away that fear that people have, all that physical and mental and emotional, all those strain that they get by being open to spirit all the time. You know, I'm being of service, aren't I? Am I waffling on? All right. If anybody's got any questions, please ask. But I was saying, I was having a chat with a lady today actually, and I was saying, you know, uh, part of spiritual development, learning how to be a medium, is learning how to be a teacher. And yeah, you can talk. Take that mask off, Tracy. You can talk, but yeah, if I can pass on what I know to others, then they can pass it on. Because I was saying to a lady today that we are also meant to be teachers to spread the word of spirit, to spread the teaching of spirit and eternal life, universal life, whatever you want to call it, so that we can help raise the awareness and the vibration of the human race. if we're just focused on giving messages from loved ones, we just stay at that level, if you understand what I mean. But I will hasten to add that giving messages from loved ones is lovely, and it's important too, because it helps people realise that there is an eternal life. Okay, but from there on in becomes the awareness of it and the teaching of it. Okay, so I don't only teach people to pick up and give off from spirit, to bring messages from loved ones and spirit guides and angels, but you know, with the help with my spirit guides and myself, we teach how it all works so that they can spread that teaching throughout in their lives, and hopefully together we raise the consciousness of the human race. Does that make sense, people? All right. But I'm really looking forward to working with Bill in the 2 series. You know, I think it should be a good night. And like I said, you know, I'm celebrating 39 years of platform mediumship. And to me, that's a landmark for me. And I didn't think I'd get there. But yeah. You know. Has anybody who's seen me demonstrating on the perfume, not the perfume, the platform, they realise that I can. That's the one, Pam. They are very fab mediums, Tracy. You know. But, you know, I just feel that by spreading the teachings of spirit and bringing that comfort from spirit in whichever way I can as a channel, with spirit coming through me, you know, I am serving, and that's what I like to teach. I like to teach the whole thing rather than just that bit, you know. Alright, because as I've said many times before, you know, you develop yourself inwardly to become a better channel for spirit. You know. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, got a busy week ahead next week. I'm doing a Zoom for the first time for Heaven's Gateway Centre. Alright. I will be putting the advert. Sunday I'm doing a demonstration of mediumship at Walton Spiritualist Church. I can't remember what I'm doing the following weekend. I'm doing my best to teach what I know and what spirit feels should be taught, Pam. You know, because obviously, you know, those that I'm teaching are individuals and they're at their own levels of understanding. You know what I mean? So I've got to teach each individual collectively and individually what they need to learn. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I hope people get something from it. I mean, you know, I just forgotten what I was going to say. I'm showing my age now. It's the 60-something forgetful stuff. But when I started out, when I was 17, 18 years old, you know, I was like a kiddie in a sweet shop. And now, all these years later, I found that enthusiasm again. So I want to try and instill some of that enthusiasm in others. You know. But I will stress that it can be a hard path. You know, you know, when you work full time and you're doing 2 or 3 services a week and you do, you know, you're doing this, you do get tired. But so it's important that we learn how to recharge and look after ourselves and care for ourselves. You know. Yeah, I mean, Tracy, that's lovely that you're eager to learn and be taught, but that learning never stops. Like I say, I've been a platform medium 39 years and I'm still learning how to do it. I've been a healer for 44 years and I'm still learning how to do it. I've been doing trance on and off for 44 years and I'm still learning how to do it. There's always something new to learn. That's it. Hello, Yanis from Down Under. Yes, you've got to have that enthusiasm. You've got to want to do it. It's sort of like working materially, you know, just to earn a wage. You just get off. You're doing it just because you have to. But working with spirit is because you have that love, you have that enthusiasm, and you want to share that teaching. You want to connect people to spirit, and you want to uplift. Okay? Because if we have that feeling that we don't want to do it anymore, or we're just doing it as a chore, that's when our guides will step back. You know, so we have to want to serve, and we have to truly, you know, have that enthusiasm, that energy. Okay. Anybody got any questions? I hope you're well down under, Yanis. You're welcome, Pam. You're very welcome. As I said to Pam last week at Weymouth, because I served Weymouth last week, my guys are always telling me that, reminding me that I'm a healer, so I just give healing whenever I can, and or a channel healing whenever I can. And Pam, the lovely Pam, asked me for healing last week at Weymouth, and we channeled some healing for her. You're very welcome. But I would like to say it's like Wednesday. I've done a full day at work and I drove the 62 miles to Wokingham Spiritualist Church, did a service, and then drove the 46 miles back to home, and then worked the next day. You know, once when I was 30 something, I could do it standing on my head, but now I'm 62, believe it or not. I get very tired, so I'm learning how to balance things out with rest and stuff like that. Okay? But that's what I will be trying to teach you, you know. Yeah, that's how we did it in the old days. You know the other centre you've got in Weymouth? I'm going there soon. Is it the one at Moose Lodge, Pam? I'm going there soon. And I've got another booking with Shelley's lot later on in the year. If I get my phone, I'll look it up for you. Yeah, because if you burn yourself out, you know, if you get too tired, you get too knackered, you're no good at spirit, are you? You know. So this afternoon when my wife gets back from work, we'll have a sandwich and we'll just chill out together. You know. But I would like to sell more tickets to the demonstration of mediumship that me and the two Sarahs are doing, and with Bill. And I would like to fill up my workshop. You know. And I would like to share with you all any teaching that may come up. Okay. Yeah, I'm at Moose Lodge soon. I think it's the end of the month, Pam. Hang on a minute, I'll get my phone and have a look. Stay tuned. Let's have a look in my diary. Yeah, Pam, I'm at Moose Lodge on the 26th of June. Yeah, I can tell you my bookings. Sunday, I'm doing Walton Spiritualist Church 14th I'm doing a Zoom for Heaven's Gateway. I believe they're a centre up north. On the 19th I'm driving into Cardiff to do a service for Rumley Spiritualist Church. The 21st of June is the my anniversary demo, raising funds for Tottenham Spiritualist Church Food Bank. And on the 26th, I'm demonstrating at Moose Lodge in Weymouth. And on the 30th, I'm doing a service at Woking Spiritualist Church. There's the rest of my services for this month. Not that anybody was really interested, but there you go. Right. You know, in this day and age of modern spiritualism, no, I'm not up north, they won't have me. Tracy, that's a joke, by the way. But yeah, I will go up north if the church or the centre are willing to pay for my expenses. You know. Or here's an idea, perhaps you could hire out a hall for your group, and I'll come and do a demonstration up there. But obviously my expenses would cover my petrol and my overnight stay. You know, so I think we're probably looking at about 200 quid for me to come up north. Alright, that's just my expenses, it's not a fee. How we used to do it in the olden days, we used to do private sittings as well. You know, to help pay for the petrol and that. Well, if you want to bring it into being, Tracy, I'm sort of like very humbled that you're thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to bring it into fruition, just let me know and we'll look at dates. You know, obviously it'll have to be ticketed to pay for the hall and to pay for my expenses, but yeah. And you know, you could have me one night and some of the other mediums other nights. You know, it's up to you how you want to do it. Yeah, I think 200 quid is reasonable, Hannah. You know, but yeah, events, brilliant. That's brilliant, Tracy. That's brilliant, Tracy. You know, you could have demonstration of mediumships, you could have psychic fairs, you know, you could have workshops. You know, you could even have me up there doing a workshop. But yeah, I mean, you've got some very gifted mediums that serve your group, so yeah, it could be something to look into, Tracy. Yeah, I mean, a chat I done a few live I done a few weeks ago. York said they were interested in booking me. Well, I haven't heard nothing. But basically, I'll put this out there. Oh, that's lovely, Tracy. I wish you well with that. And let me know if you want me to come up north, and I'll definitely do you a service. All right, with my guides. I will basically go wherever in this country or even overseas as long as my expenses are paid, and I think that's fair. You know. Do you know something, Tracy? I think that may well be the next step for you. Down in Wales years ago, back in the 1980s, you used to spend a week down there and they'd put you up. And you, in that week, you would serve all the local churches, such as Swansea and Ebervale and Cwmbran and places like that. They were the good old days. Well, the good old days now as well. I love getting out and about and meeting different people and, you know, stuff like that, basically, you know, and channeling spirit to these different people. Judging by the feeling I've got now, Tracy, I think you very probably are. Alright? Right, somebody's just messaged me. Hang on. Was that a... Right, where was I? Sorry, I got distracted, but I think you are, and hopefully my guides through me will be able to teach you stuff that you can bring into the centre as well. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Okay, I need more coffee. But yeah, I mean, we don't hear so much about it now, or not at all, but there was me and a merry other band of mediums, quite a lot of mediums actually. We used to do what we used to call the national circuit, and we used to go all over. You don't hear about that now, but yeah, I'd love to be national circuit again. That'd be brilliant. Any questions, folks? But if you'd all like to donate to my 39th anniversary demonstration to raise funds for Tottenham Spiritualist Church with myself, Sarah Warman, Sarah McLaughlin and Bill Hughes, that would be great. It would help Tottenham Spiritualist Church Food Bank a lot, because in this current climate, food banks are being put under a lot of pressure. So apart from food that's donated to them, they need to buy food as well, because more and more people are asking for their services. Yeah, that would be great. Alright, yeah, we'll do, Tracy. Thank you very much. I'll do that in a bit. Alright, okay. Any questions, or I'm going to round up because I'm running out of things to say. Also, if anybody's interested in my workshop Discovering Mediumship on the 3rd of July, please contact me. Alright, there's 6 places left, and it's just basically a start off into mediumship, basically how to open your channel, how to work with energy, attunement, stuff like that, meeting your spirit guides, getting used to them, stuff like that. Yeah, I know you'll be there, young lady. Alright, that's lovely. Do you know what, for me it's lovely that I put all this stuff out there and there's people that actually want to listen to me. So that's great. So I'm humbled by you all, and I'm grateful for you all. Okay. For listening and talking with me and discussing stuff with me. It's brilliant. Okay. Right, any questions? I don't think we've got like a handful of people on here. Hang on. Four viewers, okay. Any questions, please? Right. I'm going to continue writing my book this weekend as well. I just thought of that. My new book, which is going to be called Shine. And it's basically, I'm going to be putting down my thoughts, my feelings about different things that happen, what I face in life. Hello Arlene, how are you? Lovely to see you. We've just been discussing the demonstration of mediumship that I'm doing with the two Sarahs, Sarah Warman, Sarah McLaughlin and Bill Hughes. It's my 39th anniversary of platform mediumship, and we will be raising money for Tottenham Spiritualist Food Bank. And Tottenham's in Southampton. Also, there are places left on my workshop Discovering Mediumship, and it's really for people that would like to know more about mediumship and how to work with spirit, basically. but who also wants to serve. Alright? So just letting you know what we've been talking about, Arlene. Alright? Okay, yeah, Tracy, I'm up to page 5. Stacey, we've just been raising money for her. Alright? Arlene, I'm also inviting people to ask questions because I'm running out of things to say. But it's lovely to see you here. I do these little chats, Arlene. You know, I do a lot of channeling mediumship as well, but and healing, but I do these little chats just so I can connect with people, answer any spiritual questions they may have, or whatever. All right, you must be in my group to be able to see this, Arlene. But yeah, if you look right at the top of the page, there is the advert for the demonstration of mediumship. And down below it somewhere is the advert for the workshop. If you'd like to join either that'd be great. Um, but the fundraiser for Tottenham Spiritualist Church is by donation only. Okay, so you can donate whatever you want, and it will help the homeless and vulnerable people of Tottenham, Southampton. Okay, yeah, but I was looking in my diary this morning, and because I wanted to do another trance healing clinic, and I also wanted to do another absent healing session by Zoom. Oh, James, I hope he's well. Yeah, yeah, James is coming to the demonstration of mediumship on the 21st of June, my 39th anniversary. It's a pity, but this chap won't allow me to put pictures up. But if you have a look on the Spirit Divine page, you will see that you will get the information you need to join both. Okay. Keep thinking, Arlene, because that's what I'm here to do, is to answer questions. I'll ask you a question. What drew you into spiritualism, Arlene? James Devaney? Or was it Debony? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Lovely bloke, James is. Yeah. Oh, I see, yeah. Well, he's probably busy, isn't he? But if he sees me live, he comes on. You know, and we do have some great spiritual chats about one thing and another, about how it all works. But yeah, Arlene, if you'd like to donate to Tottenham Spiritualist Food Bank, yeah, I'll put the link up again, and let me know, Arlene. I will send you the Zoom details. And invite all your friends as well, Arlene. Alright? Because the two Sarahs and Bill, they're fantastic mediums, and then you got me. Alright? I'll be known to give off the odd decent message as well. And right. There's the link to the Tottenham Spiritualist Church GoFundMe page. Okay, so if anybody wants to donate to that, and let me know, I will send you the Zoom details for the demonstration on 7:30 p.m. My workshop's going to be on the 3rd of July, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it will be basically learning how to close to spirit, how to open to spirit, how to channel energy, how to link with your guides. I've been interested. I'm just reading Arlene's comment, folks. Wow, Arlene, that's amazing. Um, so basically, Arlene, I feel the lady there was preparing you for her death. You know, um, yes, Spirit do give spot on information, Arlene. Okay, let's go to Hazel's question. But yeah, sometimes the spirit is aware that it's going to pass, so it just lets people know so that they can prepare for that loss. Okay. Hey, see you later, Pam. Um, Hazel M. Cooling asks, what are the best, most memorable questions you've been asked during chance? One person asked my guide Red Cloud to describe the astral level or the astral plane. That was a good one. Um, had loads of questions. Had loads of questions about COVID, when will it end, and all that. The most silly questions we've had during trance is, when am I going to move house? Is my boyfriend going to come back to me? All that sort of stuff. You know, um, another good question that's been asked is about people ask about their own spiritual pathway and their own spiritual development, and my guides do answer them. And it can be. When I've watched the video back, because obviously with COVID one thing and another, I do a lot of trance demonstrations online. I'll have to do one for this group soon as well. I have to, I'm doing one for my meditation group on the 15th, but I will have to do one for the Spirit Divine group. Hello, Martin. Lovely to see you, mate. And what was I saying? What was I on about? I was answering Hazel's question, wasn't I? But yeah, when I watched the video back from when doing trance, the accuracy of what my guides tell people about their own development is quite amazing. My guides like the questions about life in spirit, and about levels of spirit and stuff like that, and how we're all connected to the realms of spirit, and how we can live our lives in a better way. I've got a spirit guide called Grey Wolf, and he talks about a lot about preparing yourselves for eternity, because what we do now on Earth will reflect out into eternity, and I agree with that. Okay, because we can't. Thank you, Tracy, and I'm honoured to be a channel for that teaching that they bring through. But what we don't take the spirit is our money or our house or anything like that, but we take our experiences and the energies of our actions. So if we're leading a good, decent life, our journey into the afterlife is better. Alright, if we've led a negative life in one way or another, then we have lots more to learn and lots more to discover. Okay, my guides did do a little bit of a talk about the healing halls of spirit and what happens there. They have talked about rescue work as well. Okay, and I hope you're all sort of like resonating with what I've said so far. I'm going to have to go in a minute because the wife's going to be home from work soon. But I want to make her a sandwich and me a sandwich for that matter. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll do another Facebook live demo of trance. What it'll be will be my transfiguration where you can see spirit. It will be my guides coming through me, giving a little talk, and people are invited to ask questions. But remember, folks, you've got a spirit guide there. You know, that's evolved enough to give lots and lots of teaching. Don't be asking like, am I going to buy my house, or am I going to move, or is my husband going to come back? Because that's just a waste of that spirit guide's time. Even though there's no time in spirit, that's another discussion point. My guides have also gone on to talk about, to tell us of the concept that there is no time, not only in spirit on earth, it is us, that time is man created, if that makes sense, and it orders our lives. But that we shouldn't be so frantic in our lives. They do give humorous answers to some of them questions. Because Red Cloud, my Native American guide, is quite humorous, Tracy, as you've probably noticed. Are there any more questions, folks? Arlene asks if I've ever experienced negative energies during trance. This was back in the day, okay? And yes, I have, but years and years ago, but my guides do stand in protection, and they do protect me from any negative energies now. Also, I've sat in circles where a lower energy will get into that circle because the circle hasn't been protected enough. Interesting question, Martin. I'll come to that in a minute. What I was going to say, and I've had to clear them energies from the circle. Because the circle wasn't protected enough. I've got a couple of stories. One or two of them are in my book. All right. Okay. Messenger. But years ago, Martin, I got a message from the platform through a lovely medium called Derek. I forget his surname, but he was a beautiful medium. He was sort of like one of my heroes years ago, and this is sort of like when I was 18, 19 years old. And these guys told him that they started me off young so that I could communicate to the younger generation. Okay, because I was sort of like on the same level. I was the same sort of age. But I just think now that I'm more mature, now that I'm 62 years old, I just think, the art of communication is to listen and to be able to speak at the same level as the people you're speaking to in a way that they can understand. And in that way, we can talk to all generations. I'm trying to remember his. I've even written about him in my book, Martin. And I can't remember his surname for the life of me. But he must have been local because this was at Slough Spiritualist Church years ago. I might have to look in my book in a minute and look him up. But he was a lovely, lovely medium. And but I think as mediums we are. He ended up having multiple sclerosis. Are we talking about the same medium, Martin? I could see him now in my mind's eye, but I can't think of his surname. But I think spirit teachers to be able to communicate at all levels. Remind me of his surname, please, because it's annoying me now, Martin. But he was one of my heroes back in the day. But he gave me this message from the platform saying my guide started me off. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Derek Markwell. That's it. Derek Markwell. His name was Derek Markwell, Martin. Beautiful medium. But he told me from the platform that is Rice Slip still running? I didn't know that. I served there many moons ago. Yeah, but he told me from the platform that they started me off young because I could communicate with young people. But the art of spirit communication is to be able to communicate to all levels of understanding. Okay. That's where this formula mediumship doesn't work. You know, I'm being controversial now, aren't I? Alright? So, you know, and you've got to be able to communicate to the different levels of understanding. Oh, is it? I didn't know. It's been many moons since I've darkened that neck of the woods. But, well, if they get in touch, Tracy, I will serve them because that would be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, the last time I saw Derek, it was, I did a demonstration at Ashford Spiritualist Church when it was in the British Legion. We're going back a little while. And was it Shirley or Sandra, the booking secretary? She said to me, Derek Markwell's here with his wife. And I was sort of like wetting myself. Hi, Pauline, because he was sort of like one of my heroes. Anyway, did the service, and he was on crutches by then, and he came to walk up to me, and I said, "Don't worry, Derek, I'll come to you." And I walked up to him, and he said to me, "You carry on, you're doing a good job." And I just said, "That was all right, Derek." And you know what he said to me? He said to me, "We do what we can for spirit," and that was beautiful. But in answer to your question, Martin, we have to be prepared as mediums to be able to communicate to all levels of standing and all ages, you know. It's like some of my clients at work, they're my children's age, you know, and I have to learn how to communicate with them, you know, so that they're engaging in what they should be engaging, you know. Does all of that make sense before I round it off? Right, anyway, people, yeah, I would have said 14 years old is maybe too young, but having said that, it's a good thing because I probably needed a circle at a young age as well, you know, to help me understand things. You're welcome, Tracy. You're welcome, Martin. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you because my wife is coming home from work soon and I've got to make our sandwich. And it's been lovely to chat with you all, and thank you all for listening and thank you all for engaging with me. That's lovely. God bless you all. Thank you.